first learned about this 7 years ago.
Coming up tomorrow, Mortal Kombat. Sid Seixeiro sits down with Mortal Kombat star Ludi Lin to talk about the new film based on the classic video game. Did I sell that?
Definitely.
Okay.
Good flip.
That's exciting.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. He was great. It's Earth Day. We're talking waste here. Did you know 63% of the food Canadians throw out every year can technically be eaten? We're talking about overbuying food, overcooking, making too much. It's kind of an issue. Food expert Andrea Buckett has been kind enough to join us here on this Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, Andrea. Welcome.
Andrea, good to see you.
Good morning, everybody.
Okay, let's get right to it. I love all your tips, okay? First things first, You're saying, are we using our fridge correctly? Well, what is the incorrect way to use the fridge? You open it up, you put the food inside, no?
Well, I don't think people give this too much thought. You bring the stuff home from the grocery store, you throw it in there, and you don't think about it. The first thing I want everyone to think about is what temperature should your fridge be at? Your fridge should be at 37 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you have a fridge with a built-in thermometer, it's easy to check and easy to maintain. If you don't have a built-in thermometer, you can always go and buy one from a home hardware store just to ensure that it's at that right temperature so things aren't freezing. We've all had to throw things out that froze. Now, this is where you store stuff. Top shelf, you're going to put your beverages. Middle shelf is really important here because you're going to put your eggs and your dairy. Never put your eggs in the door. Your proteins and fish go on the bottom shelf. And then, of course, the crispers should be set to 2 different humidities. One high humidity, one low humidity. The door, put your condiments in there. Do not put them on the top shelf. Your condiments have salt and sugar in them, which help to preserve them for a little bit longer. But don't put those on the top shelf. Put them in the door. That's really important.
Great tips.
All right, so Andrea, I've always been told a full freezer is fine. If you want to load up your freezer with stuff, what's the rule when it comes to the fridge aspect of that?
Your fridge should be 3/4 full. So when you pack your fridge full of stuff, the air does not have a chance to circulate properly and chill things properly. Equally as bad as having a fridge that's not full enough. When you don't have a fridge that's full enough, like 3/4 full, then you run into problems. So if you live alone, or maybe there's 1 or 2 of you and you're really good at keeping your fridge cleaned out, consider putting some extra things in there. So you could put some canned beans or canned tuna that you might use in salads and would enjoy cold. You could also bunch up newspapers and pop it in the refrigerator, sort of help to keep and maintain that temperature.
So it works more efficiently. That's a great tip. Okay, so we're going to talk about the kitchen tools to help our produce last longer.
Yeah, so people love vacuum sealing equipment. My choice is the Zwilling Fresh and Save because it's nice and compact. It's rechargeable. It also comes with an app, which you can use. They can use the glass containers, or you can use these reusable bags that come with a QR code, and then you can find out. You can put what's in the bag, and Zwilling will tell you what to use. Now I'll just show you how quiet and how easy this works. I have some chicken in here, and I like to buy a lot of protein and produce because, I have a lot of boys to feed here. But what this does is it removes all the air, and then it keeps it fresher 5 times longer. And again, the Zwilling Fresh and Save has that QR code, so it lets you know when it's going to expire and how to use it.
All right, so Andrea, let's say I got some food in the fridge with this being Earth Day. It's close to being expired. It's probably going in the green bin, but I feel like I might be able to save it. Give us some tips on what foods I can save if it's nearing the end of its food life, so to speak.
Okay, you got it. So one of my favorite tips, I think you guys are going to love this. I love a fresh, warm baguette from a bakery, but often I'll buy a whole one and then I'll bring it home, and the next day it's hard as a rock. So what you do is you're going to wet your hands, okay, with a lot of water, and you're going to rub your wet hands all over the baguette. You're going to pop it into a 350-degree oven for about 5 minutes, and it softens up, and you can slice it, and it tastes just like you got it fresh from the bakery.
Never in my life. Andrea, how did you even come up with this? You massage the baguette with water.
The baguette method.
Real? This works?
Absolutely, it works. I challenge you to give it a try, Dina, but it does work. Obviously, you can use that for breadcrumbs and that sort of thing, but I love that so you can have a fresh-tasting baguette even if it's stale.
Smart, smart. Now you have something with veggies. If you have those veggies that look like they're about ready for the bin, you say whip them in a soup?
So soup is an easy go-to. You know, before you go grocery shopping, check to see what you have in your crispers. Pull out the things that are just starting to go off. Whip up a quick soup, or you could do a quick pickle, which is just simply chopping up your veg, warming up some vinegar with some sugar and salt, pouring that over the veg, and then that will keep those vegetables fresher for another week or so, and then you can pop those on burgers or whatever you like.
I go through my berries like crazy, but some people, you forget about them. Do not waste them. You say before they go bad, throw them into, make it like a sauce for pancakes or yogurt or something. That's smart. So you put it on like a skillet, or how do you do it?
Yeah, you just dump those berries that you see are kind of shriveling up into a pot with a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of coconut sugar, whatever you like. Warm it up, and then you can store it in the fridge, and it'll last an extra few days. As always, you can also freeze berries if you want. Freeze them flat on a tray, and then you can pop them into one of these reusable bags, and they will stay fresh longer.
Very good ideas, Andrea Buckett. At Andrea Buckett Cooks. She's awesome.
Thanks, Andrea.
You're welcome, guys.
Thanks,
Have a great day.
Love to you and your fam.
All right, one last break here on BT. The pun queen, Dina Pugliese, crowned once again. We got some tweets. I'll explain.